Hey everybody, Adam here with Hometown Acres. Welcome back. Today we are going to start on our DIY natural stone edge concrete steps. How hard could it be, right? So if you guys saw the last video on this project, we brought in a bunch of fill from the bottom of the pond that was all clay and shale and widened out the front side of the garage here so that way we could, have a nice walking pad, sidewalk, patio up on top there. But what it did was created a pretty steep bank here. And so what we started doing was doing some landscaping here with some bigger boulders, some smaller rock, intermixing some boulders with some shrubs. But right now, this lip here goes all the way from the driveway down there, all the way around the front and all the way to the front door there. So if you really want to access the garage or the patio up here, you've got to walk all the way around. So we want to add in a set of stairs here, and I want it to look kind of nice. And I have no idea how much concrete work would cost, but I've seen a couple of videos on YouTube, famous last words, right? And the way we're going to attack this doesn't seem that intimidating. We are going to pour one step at a time, and if we were trying to pour this, all 10, 11 steps, however many we need in one day, I would not try to tackle that myself. I would hire somebody to do that. But the way that I've seen this being done with this concrete form here, you just do it one step at a time, and really all you're doing is pouring maybe 5 or 6 bags of Quikrete every day. So I got this form on Amazon. This is what's going to give us that natural front edge or natural stone edge on the front that's going to make it look like it's a chiseled piece of granite or something. And so what we'll do is first thing we're going to do is we're going to pour, a footer pad here that's just going to be a flat pad that we can mow over, is going to be level with the grass. That way we've got something nice and flat and stable to tie the stairs into as we go up. But once we have that in, then we're just going to place that form on top of that first pad, pour that, let that set up and cure. I did buy another stamp, so we're going to actually stamp the top of these as well with some concrete colorant. And then just keep working our way up one step at a time. 5 to 6 bags each day. The nice thing about having the excavator with the bucket is I will be able to mix all the concrete in the bucket and then just lower it right down here and pour it in. So that's the plan. It doesn't sound too intimidating. I think I can do this myself. Worst case scenario, I can always rip it back out with the excavator. I hate to do that because I'm going to have some money into this, but it's still going to be far, far less expensive than hiring this out to have a concrete professional come in here and do this. And I think it can be a DIY project. All right, guys, there we go. The footer pad is poured. Definitely took a lot more cement than I thought it was going to. This was 13 bags, and I was figuring each step was going to be roughly, 6 to 8 bags. So a lot of hand mixing. Definitely don't think I'm going to be doing the rest of these stairs unless I get some kind of power mixer, because that was a lot of work. Granted, I picked like the worst day to do it. It was 82 degrees and about 80% humid outside. But as you can see, this one definitely took a lot more cement than the rest of them will. This is probably every bit of 30 inches wide right there. The next step is going to be, start somewhere right in there. And each step is only going to be about 17 inches deep, if my math is correct. So the next, 8 or 9 steps should only take, 6 to 8 bags. This one was definitely a lot. But yeah, cement mixer would have definitely come in handy. Having the excavator to just lower it down here and drop it in was real nice. I didn't have to do it in 5-gallon buckets or bring it down with a wheelbarrow. So that worked out well. And I don't know if you guys saw in the footage or not, but I have these little pieces of rebar that I actually put into the cement pad here. So that way when we put the next step on here, we've got 2 pieces of rebar that will tie in all the rest of the steps going up. And we're going to continue to do that to lock one step into the next. And also that's why the finish on this back edge isn't that critical, because that next step is going to start somewhere in here, and that'll be underneath the first step. And we didn't get to use our chiseled stone form yet, just because the front edge of this footer step here was longer than the form was. So I just grabbed a rough sawn piece of lumber here, and we'll use that. Plus the front edge of this, I'm going to end up backfilling this to make it transition from grass right up to the edge of the step so I can mow it and not have to weed whack it. So when I pull this form off, that's going to be rough and ugly looking, but it's going to end up getting buried with topsoil. So that's why we didn't use that yet. But this should be long enough now. Now that we're into, the width of the stairs here, it should be long enough to span in between these rocks. Anyways, guys, all we have left to do to finish up this first step is to peel back the forms, and we'll need to wash and rinse all of the excess colorant and release powder from the top of the step, but we need to wait 24 hours before we can do that. This is my first time ever pouring and finishing concrete. I know some of the concrete experts will come out and let me know what I did wrong, but I'm actually looking forward to that, because we still have 8 or 9 more steps we got to do. So I'm looking forward for your feedback to help me with these next couple of steps, because I'm sure I messed some things up. But looking at the finished product, I don't think it came out too bad. Let me know how you think I did. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed this one, give me a big thumbs up, click that subscribe button, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.